Now, this is something that quite a lot of people are having today, and that is anxiety. And in today's world, anxiety feels like quite a familiar companion or an unknown person that just sticks around with you all the time. And if you've ever had anxiety, you just know that it feels like you're stepping on a roller coaster for the very first time. So your heart races, your palm sweats, and your stomach also feels like it's doing some somersaults. And these days, if you notice, a lot of people are going through anxiety. But in some cases, we don't even know or have a clear understanding of why are we feeling it. But when we get anxious, we know that it can be a very horrible feeling. And at that point of time, we don't really know what we can do to reduce that anxiety. So today we're going to talk about 9 ways that you can reduce your anxiety with a few simple natural techniques. But first, let's try and understand that what is anxiety? Now, anxiety in simple terms is like your body's alarm system. It's a natural response when you face challenges like big tests or meeting new people, or even if you're facing something dangerous. And some of you might have also noticed getting anxiety if you're standing in front of big crowds or facing something new. And during times like these, this alarm system goes haywire and we end up just feeling anxious and really have no clear reason of why you feel this way. And now you might also wonder why more people getting anxious today. Well, one of the reasons is stress. In today's fast paced world, there is a lot of pressure, school, social media, and even high expectations. And these can make your body's anxiety alarm go off more often. It's like having too many roller coaster rides in your life. Now, here are some methods that you could follow if you have anxiety and ways you could use to prevent it altogether. Now, anxiety can be treated in many ways, and one common treatment is cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT, which helps people by giving them tools to cope up with their anxiety when it occurs. But if you're looking to go on more of the natural route, there are simple and they help you in many big ways when it comes to your anxiety. Number one is staying active. So, regular exercise is not just about physical health, but mentally it also helps you quite a lot. In fact, a 2021 study found that people with physically active lifestyles had about 60% lower risk of developing anxiety disorders. And regularly staying active can help you shift that attention or divert your focus from the thing that's making you anxious. Also, when you exercise, a few things happen, and one of that is that your brain releases endorphins, which is a feel good hormone, and that helps you boost your mood and it creates a sense of well being. This natural high of endorphins can counteract feelings of anxiety and stress. Staying physically active can also increase your heart rate, and increasing your heart rate is good for many reasons as it changes the brain chemistry to create more space for anti anxiety brain messengers. So it doesn't really matter what exercise you do, whether you go to the gym or you play some sport, as long as you exercise, it helps your brain in various ways. So if you haven't started exercising yet, well, it's high time you start. Number two is controlled breathing. Now, breathing is one of the biggest signs of life, and there is more to breathing than just inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide. And controlled breathing is one of the most underrated things that most people don't even give importance to. But it's one of the most beneficial things when it comes to reducing your anxiety. And think about it, when you're angry or you're going through anxiety, what happens to your breath? You basically start breathing faster because your body has activated the fight or flight response or the sympathetic nervous system. It also increases the tension in your muscles and can cause tingling and shortness of breath. And controlled breathing can help you reduce anxiety. So, if anxiety hits you somewhere very randomly and you don't really know what to do, controlled breathing is something that you can do wherever you are. And it's one of the best methods that you could follow. And these are 3 techniques that you can try anywhere in case you're facing it. Number one is deep breathing. Find a quiet or comfortable place where you can sit or lie down. Place one hand on your chest and the other on the abdomen. Inhale slowly and deeply through your nose, allowing your abdomen to rise, filling your lungs. Now exhale slowly and completely through your mouth, letting the abdomen fall. And all you need to focus on is the rise and fall of your abdomen throughout this breathing method. And continue to take deep and rhythmic breaths for a few minutes. Now, number two is a 4-7-8 breathing method. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose for a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 7. Exhale slowly and completely through your mouth for a count of 8. And repeat this cycle for a few minutes. And this 4-7-8 pattern will help you slow your heart rate. Now, number 3 is mindfulness breathing. Find a quiet place to sit or lie down. Focus your attention on your breath, observing the rise and fall of your chest or the sensation of air entering and leaving your nostrils. When your mind begins to wander, gently bring your focus back to your breath without any judgment. Now, shallow and fast breathing is very common with anxiety. It may lead to a fast heart rate, dizziness, lightheadedness, or even a panic attack. So these deep breathing exercises, by taking controlled deep breaths in and out, can can help you restore normal breathing patterns and help you reduce the anxiety. So you might not feel a lot on the outside, but on the inside, your body will switch from the sympathetic nervous system to the parasympathetic nervous system, which is associated with relaxation, and it's very simple. Number three is avoid alcohol. Now, alcohol is a natural sedative. However, in a 2019 study, it confirmed that there is a link between anxiety and alcohol consumption, with anxiety disorders and alcohol use disorder occurring hand in hand. And when you drink alcohol, it can affect your brain and make your brain think very differently. Some people might feel happy or relaxed at first, but alcohol can mess with your brain, making you feel more anxious and worried. And people who have the habit of heavy drinking, it can interfere with the balance of those brain messengers called neurotransmitters, which are responsible for your positive mental health. And this interference creates an imbalance that leads to certain symptoms of anxiety. And a 2022 study conducted across 36 years showed that alcohol disrupts your body's natural ability to sleep and may further diminish sleep quality over time. That's why you notice yourself getting that interrupted sleep, and alcohol also dehydrates you. Plus, other than just increasing your anxiety, it can also lead to chronic illnesses, which you don't really want considering you already have anxiety. Alcohol can also lead to physical symptoms like heart racing, trembling, and even sweating, which can mimic anxiety symptoms. And avoiding alcohol prevents all these physical reactions. Not having alcohol can stabilize your mood and reduce the feelings of anxiety. Number four is avoid caffeine at all costs. Now, if you have chronic anxiety, then caffeine is not your friend. Now, caffeine may cause nervousness and jitters, which neither is good for your body, especially when you're experiencing anxiety. And if you continue to consume caffeine, it may cause or worsen your anxiety disorders. In fact, a 2022 research review of 10 studies reported that caffeine may increase both anxiety and panic attacks in people with panic disorder as well as in unaffected adults. In some people, just eliminating caffeine may significantly improve anxiety symptoms. In fact, there is something called as a caffeine-induced anxiety disorder. This is when caffeine interferes with the daily functioning of your body. This is basically a person experiencing anxiety symptoms as a direct result of caffeine consumption. And like alcohol, caffeine is also linked to anxiety because of the way it alters your brain chemistry. For example, a 2021 research explains that caffeine increases alertness by blocking the brain chemical adenosine, while at the same time it releases adrenaline known as the fight or flight hormone. So should you quit caffeine altogether? Well, in a moderate way, it's okay. But if you're planning to reduce caffeine, it's best that you slowly start reducing the intake rather than completely eliminating it. So start replacing these drinks with water or something that's more hydrating, like a chamomile or a ginger tea, which are mostly herbal teas, or even something like tulsi. This will not just satisfy your body's need to drink a liquid, but it will also help you flush caffeine from your body and keep you hydrated. Now, number five, and one of the most taken for granted things, is sleep. I can't stress this enough, but some things are simple but hold the key to bigger problems. And sleep is one of them. Sleep has been repeatedly been proven to be good for mental health. And think of sleep as a software update. So when you go to sleep, your brain goes in a repair mode. It regulates hormones, it repairs your muscles and tissues. But when you sleep badly, you confuse your body over and over again. So instead of repairing and regulating, it's just all over the place. Even a 2018 survey of 400,000 people showed that nearly a third of adults get less than 6 hours of sleep a night. Even though the CDC suggests that people should sleep from 6 to 9 hours, there are many people who are still sleeping less than 6 hours a night at a stretch. And if you're going through anxiety, then you should try and make sleep your priority by just doing a few simple things. Number one is sleeping at night at least before 10 p.m. I know it's difficult in today's world, but that's how your circadian rhythm works. Number two is not reading and watching television in bed, not using your phone, tablet, or any other device in your bed, avoiding caffeine, large meals, and nicotine before bedtime, keeping your room dark and cool, going to sleep around the same time each night and waking up at the same time. And I've tried these methods, and all of this really works in the long term. Now, number six is consider to quit smoking. So smokers often reach to a cigarette during very stressful times. And just like alcohol, taking a drag from your cigarette might feel like a quick fix, but it worsens your anxiety over time. In fact, a 2020 research review reported strong evidence that anxiety and smoking are related. And there are consistent findings showing that people with anxiety are more likely to be smokers. And a 2023 study showed that if you stop smoking, it significantly improved anxiety symptoms. And if you're looking to quit smoking, there are a lot of ways to reduce smoking. And also, you can try a lot of distractions and stay around people that encourage you to stop smoking. Number seven is aromatherapy. Now, aromatherapy is a healing treatment and a holistic treatment that is used by humans for more than 1,000 years. The practice uses natural plant extracts and essential oils to promote the health and well being of the mind, body, and spirit. And the goal is to enhance both physical and emotional health. And the essential oils that are created by these plant extracts may be inhaled directly or added to a warm bath or a diffuser. And when these scents are inhaled, they can give a very relaxing effect on the mind and body, reducing the feelings of anxiety. So when you're surrounded by pleasant scents, can lift up the mood and reduce the anxiety and tension. And aromatherapy may help you relax, it will help you sleep, boost your mood, reduce your heart rate and blood pressure. And some essential oils are also good with relieving anxiety. So try this out and trust me, it makes you feel less anxious. Number eight is meditation and mindfulness practices. Now, the main goal of meditation is to fully be present in the very moment, which includes noticing all your thoughts in a very non judgmental way. This can lead to a sense of calm and contentment by increasing your ability to mindfully tolerate all thoughts and feelings. In fact, a randomized clinical trial reported in 2023 that an 8-week program of mindfulness based stress reduction meditation helped people reduce anxiety as much as the frequently prescribed antidepressant. And there are many types of meditation, but these are the 9 popular types of meditation. But one of the simple methods that you can follow is just close your eyes and breathe deeply and pay attention to the thoughts as they pass through your mind. And you slowly start eliminating them and focus on your breath, trying to not let these thoughts interfere in your head. And the best time to practice this is when you're calm and relaxed. And number 9 is reducing your use of social media. Now, social media encourages people to compare their lives with others on the platform, which can lead to feelings that you're not good enough, or you can also have lower self esteem. And staying away from social media can prevent constant exposure to curated, highlighted, real versions of other people's lives. And if you look at social media platforms, they are filled with things like news and information and a lot of negativity. And trying to keep up with all that information can be overwhelming and it can contribute to anxiety. So, stepping back from social media allows you to control the information you consume and helps you focus on what truly matters to you. Plus, social media platforms are designed with features that reward users with feedback such as likes, comments, and notifications. And when you receive these interactions on the post or updates, it can trigger a small but pleasurable release of dopamine, which makes you use the platform even more. Excessive use of social media can lead to a very few face to face interactions, which are very important for building strong and supportive relationships. And when you reduce in person social interactions, it can contribute to feelings of loneliness and also anxiety. That's why these days people have a very reversed effect. They're more anxious being around people than being without. Now, reducing anxiety is all a matter of time, patience, and persistence, and these methods are highly effective, but they might also vary from person to person. Try and see what works best for you. Experiment with different approaches and combinations and see what suits you best. And if you try using these strategies in your daily routine, it will help you reduce your anxiety in the long term and it will improve your overall quality of life. But if your anxiety is severe and persistent, then please seek for professional help or visit a therapist or anyone who can give you guidance and support. Just remember that reducing anxiety is a gradual process, so be kind to yourself. But there's some good news too that people are talking more about their anxiety and asking for help, so it might seem like more people have anxiety. But it's just that they are brave enough to come out and talk or be vocal about it. And all these methods are not a quick fix, but they are more like seeds where you plant them and you keep watering them and it will grow over time. So these are 9 ways you can reduce your anxiety naturally. And if you know any other method, then please let me know in the comments. And until we meet again next, don't stress and be awesome. Rocher that.